Hi, everybody. Welcome to Moodswings and Margaritas, which is this really fun online podcast. My name is Natasha, and today I have with me these amazing girls who are all of 19. They have an online platform called OMH. The full form of OMH is going to be a complete surprise, which I want one of them to tell because it's just so amazing, the full form. OMH is basically a platform for women to unabashedly discuss their sexual fantasies, and just have a place without any judgment where they can just talk about things that they do think about, but it's such a taboo in our society. And I think it's so therapeutic and so amazing what you guys are doing. I have with me Mansi, who is one of the founders. I have Kevika, Vaishali, and Kriti. I just want to go back to that place where you guys formed this idea, that second or that moment or that minute, because I feel like that would have just been epic.
The full form of OMH is Oh My Ritik, and we'll reveal it why we chose that name afterwards. This happened in our college only. We were discussing about some project about females and female feminism, something we were doing, and then randomly this topic of female masturbation and fantasies came in. And upon discussing that it with everyone, we realized that like there was a hesitation in everyone. There was a sort of inhibitions, that people couldn't talk about it. Like girls, they felt like let's they try to brush it aside and brush it under the carpet.
So there was this guy who started talking about how he's masturbated to something, and everybody started laughing. And then one girl also started talking about how she has masturbated to something.
Right.
So the others were not very comfortable with the idea of her telling this out loud that she has done it. And that showed on the faces, like the faces were made. They were like, what have you done?
Yeah, it was like an alien concept was introduced, or like something which no one actually knew about. Something was talked about like this.
Yeah.
Like you could tell that people were reacting different from like earlier, and it's just that when a girl was talking about it, people were a little surprised as well.
So how did it happen that, an Instagram page about my or yours or a lay woman's kind of sexual fantasies, how did that happen?
So we started talking about it with like a lot of friends of ours, of like friends of friends, and all of like girls of our age. And then we sort of came to an idea that one way we can talk about it is through art and content, like the illustrations, the poems, the like sort of stories that girls have it in their mind, even though they might not haven't lived it, but they still have those thoughts which they can write upon.
Yeah.
So we thought that yes, we can take this matter and we can put it in form of literature. We can use it in form of literature, so it doesn't become erotic. Yes, of course it is erotic, but it doesn't come in the category of vulgar.
Yeah.
Because this topic can easily go into that
I'm
phase.
really interested to know, and I'm sure everyone is, why did you choose Ritik to be part of your title? Now that I absolutely love him, he's really hot. I'm not going to take that away. But how did you come up with this name? Like, I really want to know what's the whole idea behind the name.
Why we kept Oh My Ritik is basically we wanted to, firstly, Ritik, man, he's a Greek god. Like everyone loves him.
Yeah.
We can't deny the fact that we love him to core. But it's not about Ritik. Like people might get confused that Oh My Ritik is about Ritik and all.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to give it a picture. We wanted to give people something to idealize about.
Yeah.
Like you relate to it. Everyone, like I'm sure every one of us will agree that Ritik is kind of the one thinking of which we can fantasize, or we can actually
I'm
start
from a
getting the
different
thoughts.
generation than you guys, but we are very equal on that matter.
Yeah, so basically the idea of Ritik clicked when one of us discussed that there's a scene in Lust Stories.
Yeah.
In part 1 direct of the Radhika Apte portion, so there's a scene in which a comedian says Ritik ka naam lo aur shuru ho jao.
So I'll tell you, for brands and everything, I'm into social media. So I know, okay, I have to post this, I have to post that, or I get a rough idea. Now if someone tells me that you have to start a page that caters to sexual fantasies of women, I'll be like, where do I start? Because I have a lot of but I don't know where to start.
So the content for OMH, we don't go very very sensual. We try to keep it very minimal and very what do you say, like very abstract in that sense.
Yeah.
Don't we don't want to make people uncomfortable while they see it, that what is it, why am I seeing it, that's so creepy and all of that. We don't want to have that.
Like we started, we took a lot of planning time, so we collected content. Like we got in touch with a lot of our friends and people who we knew would be supportive of such a campaign.
So now you spoke about how you got like a community together, your friends and people you knew, to start this page. What was the reaction of people when they realized that you were what, all of 19 at that time?
Yeah.
So how was it like, maybe like your immediate family or friends or whoever, like what did they say to you? Give me like one incident, or where people are like, oh my god, you started something like this.
So initially, I did not bother telling my parents or family, but then when later we decided to do a session and I had to go to Delhi from Bombay, that was the time I had to tell them that, okay, I'm doing something like this. I explained it to my mom that this is happening, it's about masturbation. And what my mother's response was, कि कुछ भी करो पर गाली मत देना. So all we wanted was to like not say something bad in front of everybody. That's what she said. And then our story got covered in Delhi Times, and I just shared it with my mom on WhatsApp. And the next thing I know, that was sending it on the family groups, and everybody was congratulating me. So I think they like the idea.
So what have women told you about their experience coming on the page or contributing on the page or just being able to comment? Because see, like for someone like me, just knowing that a page like this exists is just like okay, there's something happening and there's something really good happening in this sector, because I'm very open about all these things. I know that women's sexuality is extremely important. It's important for you to be able to say that you want to be pleasured as well in a relationship. It's important to put your foot out there. I remember watching a documentary about women in porn where they were saying that there were actually women directors directing stuff which was catered to women, because when you go online on any porno websites, it's all catered to men. You see women being thrown from one end to another, women being doing this, and the focus is just on them, and I'm like, I want to see the man in the video also. Why am I not being able to see him? So like, what have women told you and their contributions? Tell me about your fans, so to say. What have they said?
So we have a lot of these sessions, okay, where we go and interact with girls. We talk about our stories, how we started, and we ask them about their stories.
Yeah.
So one of these sessions happened in Bombay, and there was this one girl who was telling us about her journey, story, and about her experience in general. And she teared up telling us that she was so happy to have a page like this in her life, and that she otherwise she had this feelings bottled up inside her, and which were causing a lot of mental imbalance sort of a situation.
I think because girls are supposed to act in a certain way, and all of that inhibitions and all of that judgment makes a huge pile in their own head, in their own mind. So it's very important to talk it out and without the fear of being judged.
But what are some of your favorite submissions? Like, what do you like immediately comes to your mind, and like you were blown away by something, like we could put out something like this?
So it's this girl, she has a sitar in her hand, which kinda comes into her vaginal area, and she's just stringing it, and there's just a sound like la 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 la, and that's it says something like,
I can play my instrument before I allow anyone else to do.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's really deep. Yeah. Each of you, if you can tell me like in one or two lines, what's your personal favorite type of content and what do you think works on the page?
I think Suparna should start.
Right.
So, for example, when it comes to BDSM, maybe that's something kinky, which girls of our age are really fascinated to know about.
Right. So BDSM, yeah, because 50 Shades of Grey has like dominated our generation, literally.
My favorite, like the piece, the category of content would be
yeah.
we had a segment where we used to share where women like what all things women like to fantasize about. So we used to post some stories asking girls and all the audience like what place do they fantasize most about. So we used to get places like haunted places, and they used to give they used to come up with very different
Parking
ideas.
lots.
That was parking lots, many different exotic places.
That's really hot, but yeah.
Parking lots on the top of a mountain peak, or like on the beaches.
Right.
And all of public places are like an added thrill, actually, I guess.
Yeah, of course. So, Kriti, you want to tell us what's your take on this? Like, what's your favorite? And then what do you think works?
I think so. I told you about how my favorite content piece looks like. I'll send you a link so that you can see it also.
Yes,
that kind of content, things which have sound plus visuals, I like them the best because I'm someone who's not that much of a reader.
I think there are many content pieces we get which are like strong, like very elaborate sex stories. Like, I wouldn't say it outright that they are sex story, but it's like something that women are imagining. Like, that I want this to happen. I want my guy to do this. I want him to sit like this. I would be sitting like this, looking at him. So that there are 2-3 content pieces which are like proper stories that women have built up, and they have written it down. So they work the best for me. I love reading those.
That's really nice because you're literally pouring your entire emotions and your imagination into something which I'm sure a lot of other women can relate to as well, I'm just going to touch upon a few topics now before we move on to the game, which I'm very excited about. So I want to know now that since we are in like an extraordinary situation where we're all on a lockdown and have no way to go out or see new people except your own family, how are you at OMH? Like, so of course, like we have a lot of free time on our hands now, which means that we have a lot of free time to like just have some fun with ourselves. So how are you guys at OMH adapting to that?
We have started this segment called Lockdown Diaries with OMH. So what do we do in that? We put out a topic every night, like whatever, like we had responses for that, like maybe fantasizing about a married man, fantasizing about doing at a public place or whatever. So we put it out every night, and then we ask people on our stories that what do you think, what do you think about it, is it right, is it wrong, why is it wrong, and all of that. So that is one thing we do. And also because of this quarantine, because of this lockdown, girls are fantasizing more, girls are like imagining more, because we can't go out, we can't do for anything for shit, and that's something that we can't escape also.
So like the fact that Pornhub and all these websites have started free premium content, I think everyone is like a problem that everyone is facing. Well, I'm adapting to it. So also what I really want to kind of talk about is the fact that you all also cater to bisexual fantasies for women.
So I think we never started like something, we don't want to start an entire special segment for it, because at the end it's normal, so why should we treat it as different? So and this happened actually. We heard a fantasy, we heard this even we also didn't know. So in a session at Delhi, a girl told us that I am straight, but I would want to do it with a woman also, and that's okay. And then we thought that it's pretty much normal. Why is it? Why we should topic like this also. We should cover topic like this.
The fact that every woman, despite of the sexual orientation that she has, can find another woman hot, and that does not make me any different. So why not?
Definitely.
And even I would want like not only actresses or celebrities, or maybe even my classmate, or maybe even my friend for that matter, any friend. I would want, maybe
really finds me very hot. So
sorry, can you say that again?
Okay.
Mansi really finds me hot. So yeah.
Yeah, really spilling the beans now.
I should appreciate like hotness and beauty in whatever form there is and wherever it is, for sure. That's great. Okay, so one last question that I have before we move on to the game. I know I've been saying this a lot, but I swear this is the last question. So someone like me, okay, I loved 50 Shades of Grey. Also because that probably was the first time I ever saw something like that. You know, I got introduced to porn and all these things at a very later stage in my life for whatever reasons, you know, like taboos and culture or whatever. So when I did read and see, it was the first time I was exposed to a whole spectrum. Like, you know, there is a possibility that you can do something like that and actually gain happiness or satisfaction and all of those things. But that was it. It started and ended there because it was so commercial. So I want to know suggestions from you guys each, like maybe like one book or one movie or one like author who we can kind of go to read literotica or watch or whatever, like, you know, whatever, because there are very less avenues that people will be aware about, forget them being there. So any suggestions from you guys?
I think my personal favorite is Fleabag. It's the series on Amazon Prime, which was written by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and I love it. It's like it's so liberating, and it actually shows what a woman is going through, what a girl is going through. Like, you know, maybe like not living with only one man in her entire life, going out, doing whatever she wants, and it was so liberating for me to watch, and I love that one.
So, like, if you talk about books, one of the oldest erotica books is M&B's, like Mills and Boons is there.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you want to, like, I think a lot of fantasies come from, like, non-erotica kind of, like, stuff also. Like, normal TV shows that I watch, like, I watched Vampire Diaries long ago, so, like, Damon was there. So, I found him really hot. And then, like, a lot of times I've, like, you know, thought about him. And even like Money Heist, everybody's been watching right now.
Oh my god, I can't believe you mentioned Money Heist. I 100% agree with you on this for sure.
The professor, like, I don't know, that man is so smart and still so attractive. Like it's really,
you know that scene where he dresses up like as a homeless person? I still found him hot. In that dumpster when he was like, all greased up. I was like, I still find him so good looking. How is that possible?
Something which is my turn on can put somebody else entirely off. So like porn works for me. That's how. Yeah.
Yeah, we all have our own kinks. Like, you know, we can. I don't know. Like even I like, so when I was younger, like when Twilight had just come out, at that time also I never started watching porn because I was just so scared. That, oh my god, I'm going to do something wrong or whatever. I remember that one scene where Bella and Edward made out. I used to watch that again because I found it, and I should not do anything. I should just watch it because it just got me. I'm like, when will this ever happen to me in my life?
How it worked for me, I started watching these scenes from movies and shows, and then eventually found out that there's a whole industry which is porn. You can go there and you can.
Okay, great. So let's move on to our game. I'm very excited, and so I'm going to ask you guys, and at the same time, you can say whether you find it hot or not. Okay, it's simple. It's just hot or not. Okay, the first thing,
yes,
BDSM.
Not.
Hot.
Did someone say
Not.
I really want to know why you would say no.
I said not.
hot.
So
Okay, number 2, foot fetish.
Hot.
Not.
Hot.
Hot.
I think my stance on foot fetish is very confusing right now. Role play.
Hot.
Hot.
Not.
Hot, but the execution is
Not.
difficult. Like, I know for a fact that I would love to do it, but like I don't know how I would do it. It would require some great practice.
It would require, I think, I have never done it, but it would require a lot of effort to play a role while going in and going out.
But it's exciting, even in Dil Dhadakne, when like he dresses up as a pilot and they have like that little romance. It's really cute.
And then uniform are a very underrated thing, I think, for sure. I'm just improvising as I go on this list here. What about Kabir Singh? What are your thoughts on the sexual aspect?
Hot.
For sure.
Not.
No.
I want to know why. Like, okay, tell me, like, why not?
Why not?
I
Because I won't like a guy who's abusive, and it's just so unreal that someone so smart can do things such a dumb. Like
Yeah,
it's
for
a
sure.
mixture of smartness and dumbness, and I just can't put it together.
Yeah.
And it's not at all hot. for me.
I think Kevika should answer this one.
I don't think he did any dumb things. I mean,
Kevika loves Kabir Singh.
True.
thing is, I just think he
True.
had a very dominant character, and everybody like it's like Bahar wale log the girl in the situation to victimize kar rahe hain when she doesn't feel like a victim.
Okay, next, Ryan Reynolds. I'm going to just twist
Hot,
that.
hot.
Next, making out in a public place. Hot. For sure.
Hot.
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 Doing it in the shower. Hot. For sure.
Hot.
Not.
Hot.
Okay, so this is not hot or not, but this is like either or. Would you want to be the dom or the sub?
Sub.
Sub.
Yeah,
Sub.
we're all in the same, sailing in the same
Sub.
boat in this question.
I want to be the dominant one. I would want to be the dominant.
Of course.
Tell us about more about that. Like why?
Because I am as a person who likes to have the power. I like to have control over whatever's happening in life in general.
Yeah.
So of course in bed also I would want that only. But
That makes sense.
yeah, for
You never know, actually.
What is the one thing that you think most boys don't know about women and women's sexuality? Like one thing, like one you can say like in a word or a sentence. What do you think they don't know?
I think they don't know that women do find other women attractive as well,
Yeah.
even though they're straight.
I think also maybe most of the men think that women don't like porn. But women enjoy porn as much as they do, and as much as, and maybe even more than that.
I think boys don't really know how to make women orgasm quickly. Like, they don't know the spots, they don't know what exactly turns us on, that it's not always like what, like a lot of guys think that insertion is really the peak of like orgasm.
Which is
like,
not
that's what
true
we say.
at all. Yeah.
It's not true. Like, it's a lot like that goes in the foreplay and like, outside, like near the clitoris and all. That's because that's the sensitive part.
Have you guys watched Sex Education on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we need someone like Otis's mother and all the boys' life explaining to them that this is how it
I love that woman. I wish my mom was like that. I'm trying to make my mom like that actually.
I think they don't know there are multiple ways to turn on. Like, multiple ways, multiple things that can help. They just don't know, I guess. Like,
it's not just like taking off your shirt and showing your washboard abs. There's so much more that goes into it.
yeah.
Well, you know what I think?
It's all about efforts.
Yeah, yes.
I speak about myself. I don't find nudes very enticing or whatever. Like, I feel they are cringy. So it's like, and you know what? The thing is that they feel that, okay, there's something wrong with the girl because she's not finding these things which usually women find very
That
sexy.
is so on point.
Like, I'm like, okay, fine, I don't like this. That's it. You don't have to just reiterate the point and don't think that I'm abnormal. It's just my choice. I don't like it. Why do you have to just impose it upon me?
I think men should stop generalizing women, all of them.
Just stop like thinking that if one girl likes it, everyone will too, and then just like flash with the 10 photos of the same thing.
Yes.
It's not attractive at all. Amazing. So that brings us to the end of this game, and I love these answers personally. So yeah, before we end, I just want to know, like in a few lines, one of you can tell me what are your future plans with OMH? So where do you see OMH going, and what difference do you see it making, and anything about like the future plans of OMH?
So, OMH, we want to build a digital community of girls. So we are doing that through our volunteers and campus ambassadors. So we have two things. We have volunteers from different cities, from different colleges, who help us source content and get us more followers and like just talk to girls more about the concept,
right.
so that we reach out to our target audience, the girls who should actually know about the concept.
Right.
So we want to build this digital community as far as possible throughout the country, and to to go to other and like girls to hold on their OMH sessions in their country, in their cities.
So basically, the whole ideology of OMH being something that goes to every woman and gives them a platform, or this feeling that you are empowered and you can freely talk about whatever you feel. That's the whole idea. Great. So this brings us to the end of the podcast. I'm so enriched to have a conversation with all of you guys. Thank you so much for being there. And I hope OMH goes places, and I'm really excited for you guys and for all that the future holds. Thank you so much for doing this for women out there. I'm like I'm like 5 years older to you guys, but I'm still like, I don't think anyone would have ever thought of that, and it's so great what you guys are doing. So big pat on the back for something like that, and keep going from strength to strength. This brings us to the end of the podcast. Hope you guys all had fun. Please follow OMH.
Yes.
Please binge.
And thank you.
Their lockdown diaries, they are everything. Follow them on Instagram and just reach out to them and just be part of this great community.
Yes. Thank you so much for not only having us, but like supporting us so much.
For sure. Always.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye. See you guys.
Bye.